Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 3. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, it is wedding day. Kristen is still telling her daddy that they're getting married that day, and she hopes that he's going to walk her down the aisle. So dad is like, well, what if later he does something crazy? Well, dad, honey, that's looking probable with Mitch and his Mitch fits. So, I mean, it very well could happen. So she's like, well, do you support me or not? So, he tried to tell her that, he really just doesn't think that she thought this all the way through. He's like, but you know what? You tried the regular way and look how that went. So, go for it, y'all. Don't set yourself off. Mitch is in the other room still complaining. He's like, everyone is getting to see my bitchy side. Yeah, we are. Through this entire episode, we were able to see that side. Is there any other side? Oh, the side where you save the planet. It's that side. So it's the Captain Planet side, and then we have Karen. Got it. And sir, please try to keep it under wraps, okay? Because it's not a good look. So they call in Slomik. I hope that I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She's the stylist, and she's coming to tie his bow tie. I know that's right. Yes, for the sister saving the day, honey. And Mitch knew to keep it cute. He ain't try that with Slomik, honey. Because he tried that with that other stylist when she was fixing that beard up, honey. But when that bow tie was being tied, hush mouth. Moving forward. So Kristen with the Y has on her dress, and she's ready to get married. They give her her wedding gift, and he gifted her a plant that can grow with time. You water the plant, you nourish the plant, and then the plant blossoms into a flower. This is as dead as it gets, honey. This marriage ain't gonna be not nothing, honey. It's giving cactus. Okay, if we're gonna talk about a plant or a flower, honey, it's giving cactus. It's giving prickly pear. Because, you don't get no bigger prick than Mitch. Moving forward. And I hope the plant survives. So Kristen with the Y gets her ring, and she said that her ex-fiance put her ring on her credit card, and when it fell through, she had to pay the card off. Kristen, you know what? Married at First Sight, why y'all do Kristen like this? Why? So you mean to tell me, not only did he cheat, he left you paying for the wedding and paying for your own ring? When I tell y'all God gives you the biggest out, honey, you dodged a colossal bullet with him. Now, I don't know who he is, but y'all, you bet to be happy that you did not marry that man. So as Mitch is walking down the aisle, being ever the optimist, he's like, well, what if this is the worst day of my life? Or what if she hates me? Sir, just calm down, honey. Pipe down and get to the end of the aisle. So he comes out. And so, the wedding party is like bigging him up. And he's asking them if he's what she wanted. They're like, yeah, she loves ball guys. She loves them. I'm listening to him. But I am too distracted by Humpty Dumpty's Band-Aid of it all. Baby, when he had that great fall, honey, and now he got that Band-Aid sitting on the tip top of his head and got the nerve to be saying something about Kristen with a Y when you got that Band-Aid up on top of your head. Child, anyway, they're thinking Kristen is coming down, right? But it's her mom. Kristen's mom has got it going on. When I tell you Kristen's mom had that bodycon dress on with those boobs pushed to the sky, I said, okay, well, let's get into it. But mom, okay, this is not your wedding, honey. It's not your wedding. He's like, that's not my wife, is it? No, it's not. Calm down. They're like, no, it's her mom. So that's a good sign. You know what, y'all? The moms this season are beautiful. Baby, Mitch ready to marry the mama. Mitch, calm down, honey. Sit back. Your wife wouldn't be walking out carrying a purse on her shoulder. Honey, although I would be just in case I had to run. Child, I would definitely be gone in a hot second if I saw Mitch standing at the other end of the aisle. I'm just saying. I cannot wait to see how they gonna interact. So Kristen comes out. Dun, 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 dun. They all stand and whatnot. Kristen cuts that corner so fast. I said, Kristen, where are the brakes, honey? Slow down. Low down. Kristen was ready to get to the end of that aisle. But when she got down there, I did not like how he didn't compliment her. And his mom did. And then Kristen turns to him and she's like, everyone looks incredible, especially you. You look really incredible. He didn't say nothing back. Nothing. I was like, oh, okay, he don't like her. That's because he's very, very critical. I can't stand Mitch. I can't stand him. So then the officiant reads what the families have to say about Mitch. They talk about how passionate he is, especially about saving the planet, and how she has to share him with his nieces. So then her said that she's strong and she's loyal and she will put up a wall, and it takes a while to break it down. Kristen, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Don't get in this marriage and empty out your 401k for Mitch, because he don't like to work, okay? Because he said it a little bit later on, sitting down with your mom, who he's really infatuated with. This is just a whole mess, okay? It's a mess and a fool. So I don't want you to get in this marriage, and because Mitch is out there saving the planet, you decide to empty out your 401k to be ever the doting wife. Kristen, moving forward. So Kristen reads her vows, and she said, you know, she's bad and bougie. Okay, shout out to the Migos. Child, not bad and bougie. So then Mitch reads his vows. Child, it should have been the same as hers, honey, bad and bougie. He vowed to treat her with respect and kindness. Okay, well, I hope you live up to that. So after that, by the power vested in maths, they now pronounce them husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. So when it was time to kiss, he said, with your permission. Kristen said, oh, we kissing. I know. Kristen. Okay, Chris. Honey, Chris said, oh, we kissing. Good luck, girl. Moving forward. So they go back to talk, right? And she fills him in on what she requested, and that she requested a ball guy, and they came through. So then he tells her that he usually keeps a little peach fuzz, but Pastor Cal told him he needed to shave it. Anyway, so they're talking about themselves, and he tells her what he does for a living, basically environmental work to help keep the beaches clean, but he works a lot. Now, this is the thing. You treat the beach with more respect than you treat people. Like, I'm not understanding how that works. But then again, it's giving very much Alyssa, okay? She loved the animals, but not the humans. So, I mean, maybe you need to get over there with Alyssa, child, so y'all can be good people together. And I hope he takes the time for this relationship. I know you said you work a lot, but you're confusing me. It's a lot of contradictions happening here, because you said that you work a lot, but then you turned around and told her mom that you don't really care about the finances of it all. It's just about the passion. So does your job not pay anything? I'm just confused on that. But anyway, I hope you nurture this relationship. But quiet as it's kept, I'm already go ahead and say no for Kristen with a Y on decision day. Moving forward. She was in her confessional. She's like, oh my gosh, he's so good looking. I am 100% attracted. I am hot for him. Kristen, slow down. Okay? Slow down. Let the adrenaline wear off first. It's been a lot today. Okay? It's been a lot. You had to tell your dad that you were getting married, and immediately after that, you married a stranger the exact same day, honey, and I'm still not sold. So please do not put all your eggs in one basket, child. It just, I just don't see it, honey. I just really don't. He hasn't even complimented you. He hasn't complimented your dress, honey. I just don't like it. Now, the two of them do look good together, but not according to Mitch, Morgan, and Ben. So Morgan is telling us how she's not getting married today because Ben has the virus. And she's like, I mean, that sucks. I am so mad. Morgan may be a little bit selfish. She might be a little bit selfish and a little bit self-absorbed, because she has not been concerned about her husband once. Not once. And that's all we got from Ben and Morgan this episode. Back over here with Lindy and Miguel. Lindy said as she was walking towards Miguel, she was thrown off by the fashion-forward suit top of it all that he was wearing. Child, I don't know about no fashion-forward top, but it threw me off as well when he chose it. But I don't know about the fashion-forward top of it all. Just wait till you see him in that costume. You ain't seen nothing yet. So they're taking their wedding pictures, and I think the doctors are so cute together, but they are boring me. I'm like, why do we keep on going back to Lindy and Mitch? I want them to work and whatnot, but honey, they're giving me absolutely nothing. On over to Kristen and Mitch. So they're taking their pictures, right? And Mitch looks a little overwhelmed, and Kristen with the Y is already making excuses for him. She's like, I don't think he's a picture person. I mean, he's probably tired because I'm tired too. And then the nieces are here, and it's just so much. Didn't I tell y'all? If you watched my Meet the Cast special, didn't I tell y'all Mitch was going to have a problem with the photography? Didn't I tell y'all that? See, I be knowing, y'all. I be knowing. So he moves over to the side, and so his family is asking how he is and if he's happy And if they're bonding, he's like, I don't know yet. I mean, I don't know anything. Like, I don't feel anything yet. Like, I don't know her. And at first I was like, boy, shut up. But then I thought about it. That's actually the correct response. I don't know this person. So me having only met them 5 minutes ago, no, we're not bonding. We're literally taking pictures. It's not that yet. So I understood that. I really did. So then he said, that she was pretty. This is where he threw me off. He's like, she's pretty, but I mean, I wasn't super attracted. I mean, it didn't blow me out of the water. I would, rather see a woman in her more natural state. But I mean, she's voluptuous and she has a dog and she likes me. Sir, you're talking about you weren't blown away by her while you're rocking Band-Aid couture? Are you serious right now? Oh, okay, Mitch, honey, you're a no for me. You're an absolute no for me. You're saying you like a natural woman, yet your face lit up when you saw her mom coming down the aisle, all zhuzhed up. Do you like her mom and you just don't like her? And then you were disappointed. It's like a what I ordered versus what I got type of thing. Like, child, please. Anyway, and you said she was voluptuous, honey. I would hate to see what you consider me if Kristen is voluptuous. I'm just saying. Moving forward. And also, I have another question. Who in their right mind doesn't zhuzh themselves up for their wedding day? Didn't I say Mitch was going to be a nitpicker? I knew he was going to nitpick Kristen to death. He sees the negative in everything. Mitch, you're bothersome. Lindy and Miguel. Child, these two are at the reception. Like, is your mom is your mom here? Is that your name? Is your name spelled with an E? Your friend is Sally, right? I'm like, oh, child, these two. These two right here. So they go out for the first dance, and poor Lindy is like, I don't know how to dance. And I thought it was so sweet that she was sharing her first slow dance with her husband. And he was very, accommodating. He was trying to guide her and tell her where to put her hands. I thought that was sweet. So they're talking, and Lindy is like, you better tell me I'm pretty, because it's our wedding day. I know that's right, Lindy, honey. She might not dance, but she said, listen, you going to speak your speech all over my beauty. And is Mitch and Kristen. It's time for their first dance, and Kristen is over the moon. Okay, she is so happy. Meanwhile, Mitch cannot be bothered. Their body language is giving two totally different things. So they're talking as they're dancing, right? And he tells her he's happy she took her heels off because he likes natural. He's like, yeah, I just want to see you in sweats. She's like, yeah, you will. I'm going to be super casual. He's like, yeah, because I like natural. She's like, yeah, I'm natural. He goes, yeah, but because you couldn't walk, you had to hold your dress, you couldn't get yourself together. She's like, yeah, I understand. Your nieces are cute. He's like, yeah, your friends like me. You're a douche. Okay? You are a douche. Okay? And her friends like you? Well, I certainly don't. Okay? Kristen, don't come off so desperate for approval. It is your wedding day. You should look and feel beautiful, and your husband should encourage you to look and feel beautiful. Like, Mitch is so critical. Like, what do you want? A mountain woman? I'm just trying to figure out what you want. Stasha and Nate. So they're at their reception, and she said kissing him makes her feel like a schoolgirl. And you're another one. Stasha, slow down, girl. Like, I think Stasha just happy to be married. I really do. I think she feels like it was never going to happen for her because she's so engulfed in her business and trying to be a successful person and making sure that she's everything to everyone else. She's just happy to be married. And I don't like that for her. Like, I want her to be happy about Nate. I really do. But Nate just hasn't proven himself to be okay yet. I just don't know. So they're talking and she's telling him how happy she is and whatnot. And I'm noticing a pattern. All of the women are head over heels. Now, quite frankly, I feel like Alexis was just a little bit inebriated, but all of the women are really so smitten by their men, and the men are not giving very much in return. And I'm just like, girl, don't be giving them all that. So she said that she's trying not to, take things too seriously, and she's just trying to ease into it. Okay, yes, please slow down. So she asked him if he was set on San Diego, and he's like, well, he said, I like it here, but I don't have to stay here. So then he asked her about what her age requirements were, and she said that her cutoff was 33. And he was like, well, mine was 27 to 34, because we all know that Stasha is 37. And he wanted somebody younger so he can get over on him. That's what I think. And he ain't fooling me. Alexis and Justin. Justin is happy with his wife, child. He just a cheese and we can see all his teeth and whatnot. Child, Alexis is going to wear the pants in this relationship. When I tell y'all, Alexis gonna pull the okie doke. Now, I may be wrong because we just 3 episodes in, but it feels like we're 15 episodes in. But this is season 15, episode 3 instead of episode 15, season 15. Child. So they're sitting down at the reception table, right? And he's like, oh, I'm cold. And she's like, well, no, let me get them to move the heaters. He's like, no, I'm okay. So she goes, excuse me, can we get these heaters moved a little bit closer? He's like, that's a thing? Let me tell y'all something. Alexis gonna be the one to send that food back. Justin gonna be like, I didn't order mashed potatoes. I ordered French fries. Alexis gonna be like, can I speak to the manager, please? He didn't order French fries. Yes, he ordered a potato. He wanted them fried, not mashed. Thank you so much. Baby, Alexis gonna send that food back. And that's exactly what Justin needs, honey. He don't want to do it, but Alexis gonna be that mouthpiece. She like, don't worry about it, honey. I send it back. So anyway, they move the heater over. And he goes, she's so thoughtful. You know, and our family gets along. Everybody seems to be having a good time. So she tells him that she likes that he lets her be her because that's what she needs. She needs a balance. And I have to say this because I think I said this. I don't know if it was on a review or on a live. It was something. I do love a man that will let you authentically be yourself. But I also don't want Alexis to take advantage of that. Like, yes, he gonna let Alexis be loud, quirky, do whatever it is that Alexis does. But I just want to make sure that she's respecting him in the same breath. He was like, well, I'm a natural pleaser. I just feel like, what do I have to do to please you? No, Justin, don't tell her that. I don't want her to take advantage of your kindness. But y'all, we know she thinking about other pleasure, honey, in the bedroom. Alexis is such a bro. She is such a bro. Moving forward. Lindy and Miguel. Miguel asked Lindy if she speaks Spanish, and she said she would love to learn. She used to live in Spain, but it's hard for her. She didn't learn the language. He speaks fluently. Child, I'm bored. Okay? It's giving bored. And she's like, I'm such a fangirl of my husband. That's what she's saying in her confessional. Okay, it's nothing wrong with liking your husband, but y'all have got to slow it down. I don't know if Miguel is this ecstatic. I haven't really heard him say much about Lindy. I don't know. Child, I think he over there thinking about a new level of Dungeons and Dragons, if you ask me. But honey, I ain't the one to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me. So he asked her if she was okay with an older guy, and she's like, yeah. He said, well, what if I'm 35 and immature? She was like, I would hope not. Miguel, cut the crap. You are a little bit immature, though, because you still want to dress up in these suits and hang out at Central Perk, like I said. Shout out to Friends. Moving forward. Mitch and Kristen. So they're talking, and he's telling her he's never really been in a serious relationship. Kristen, now is your chance to speak up. That was one of your red flags. See, Kristen gets in a relationship, I can see now, and she just becomes a relationship chameleon. Whatever they do, whatever they want, she adapts to that. Kristen, you are so worthy of everything, honey. I don't understand why you feel the need to dumb yourself down, say what you will do in order to please Mitch. Be you. Okay, you might need to take some notes from Alexis, honey, because she gonna be her regardless, child, drunk and all. Moving forward. He's like, yeah, in his confessional, it's been an hour. I'm warming up to her, and especially after she took the heels off. If you mention her shoes or her zhuzh one more damn time, sir, we get it. You want her to scrub her face, put her hair up in a ponytail, and put on some old sweats and a tank top. Got it. Okay, I don't want to hear it no more. Like, gosh. And then he was like, I get it, her wanting to wear the heels and everything, but I just want to chill with my wife. Well, you should have gotten married while watching Netflix, because there's no chilling going on here. This is a televised wedding. This is national TV. Do you know what you signed up for? Like, what? She was not going to show up in sweats. Ugh. Anyway. So all the couples are cutting their cakes, and they're showing each couple at their reception. And so we're back to Lindy and Miguel. So her friend is like, girl, I heard Puerto Rican men are good in bed. Ma'am. Ma'am, stop. So her family is telling him how much Lindy likes him. Y'all, please. It's been 3 minutes. We see how that went. Shout out to Steve and Noy. So Lindy is talking to his sister Priscilla, right? And she's telling her that he needs someone that's really going to be serious and not just all talk. So then his sister is telling her, despite growing up with no parents, he is a great guy. So Lindy goes, are there any red flags that I need to know about? And his sister said, it's quite the contrary. He's very well adjusted. And the fact that he's gone through so much and he's still such a well-adjusted guy, like, that is everything. Now, the sister's voice was kind of annoying me, the way that she was speaking, but that's neither here nor there, honey. That's just a side note. So Lindy goes, oh, okay, well, either we're going to trauma bond or trauma is going to destroy us. Lindy, we definitely don't want trauma bonding. Girl, what are you talking about? I don't know if you're saying either the two of you are going to have that in common and then you're going to work through it together and get through it, or the trauma from both of you, because you both have your own separate issues, is going to tear you apart, honey. Because I hope you're not talking about getting in here with this man and trauma bonding. Girl, goodbye. So her family is asking Miguel on the other side if he believes in a higher power. And he was like, well, I don't normally gravitate to organized religion. It just doesn't really work for me because, you can't say who's right or who's wrong. Oh, okay, this is going to be a problem. This going to be a whole problem. So her brother goes, okay, well, we believe in God. So I was hoping the person that my sister married would be a believer as well. Baby, listen to me. This is going to cause a rift in this relationship. These two are going to have a hard time because marriages break up over finances, religious beliefs, how to raise the children, all of that. Like, I want them to work, but child, I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. And I wonder how Lindy actually feels about it, though, because she may be distant from the church. I'm not sure. And Miguel, you saying that you don't gravitate to a higher power is saying atheist. That's what it's giving me. The experts had to know that. Okay, they had to know that this was going to cause conflict. It's all about ratings, child. Back over here with Kristen and Mitch. I don't want to keep seeing Mitch. I don't want to keep seeing him. He's getting entirely too much airtime. It's not even interesting. It's just jerk. Like, I don't want to keep seeing him. Oh, honey. So he's sitting down with her mom. Now, mind y'all, he's lit the hell up. So she was like, what was your first impression of Kristen? He's like, okay, well, when she came, okay, she was coming down. Okay, but it's people, people said it was her mom when you first came down. I was looking and I thought it was you, and people were saying you were her mom. And I was like, what? I didn't even know that. But yeah, yeah. What the hell are you talking about? And why are you stuttering and flirting on the slick? And you ain't fooling me. And why does Kristen with a wise mom look younger than she does? Honey, I have so many questions. What is happening in this scene? Mitch is sitting here like he is on a first blind date, and she's so hot that he's flustered. Anyway, so she was like, so why did you want to do this experiment? Honey, because he's him and then nobody else want him. But y'all, let's see what he had to say. So he started saying it's because he was in his mid-30s. He was leaving his career. Everything was going well for him. And he feels like the only thing that was missing was a companion. And he wanted somebody to share his life with. He's like, and also to me, financial success, that's not very important. I'm less about money and more about the impact in the world. Oh, okay. Well, you should have been matched with Steve from last season. Shout out to Steve, honey, because, what? So her mom is like, well, she's very independent, but she wants a partner with financial goals. Basically, sir, my daughter don't want no brokey. Talking about you don't care about no money. And you don't care about no... Okay, so this is what I'm seeing with Mitch. Mitch wants a woman that probably showers maybe once a month. She doesn't brush her teeth with actual toothpaste. Okay, he wants her barefaced, hair in a ponytail, clothes that she probably sold herself, and he wants them to live off the land and not worry about finances. Because this is the total opposite of what you have here, Mitch, and that's going to get on my nerves. And I am so happy that you did not mention in this scene anything about Kristen taking her heels off, or I was going to scream. Moving forward, Alexis and Justin. So Justin is talking to his brother, and his brother is basically telling him how he was having a hard time letting him grow up. But after hearing what Alexis had to say, he has no more reservations. Okay, I want her to sober up because I ain't trusting nothing that's coming out of her mouth right now. I'm just saying. He was like, I just trust you and I trust her now. So I just don't have anything else to say about it. Okay, brother, let's not get carried away, honey. We still got to vet Alexis because people's representatives, honey, besides Mitch, they're still showing up. So let's just wait a minute on that. So Alexis is talking to his friends and she's asking for the cheat codes, just to get a little one up with Justin. And his friends are like, well, he's very sensitive, although he doesn't want to admit it. Well, child, we saw that the first episode. And just don't assassinate his character. He's going to keep trying, but just don't do that. So they're like, well, do you see yourself riding or dying for him? Taking marriage seriously? She's like, well, dying is a bit much, but, I'm committed to the process. He's my man. Nah, sis, the process goes until decision day. Are you committed to your marriage? Not are you committed to the process. They all committed to the process or else you're going to get fined. Are you committed to Justin is the question. Moving forward. So he's on the other side and he's talking to her sisters and they're being the typical sisters, don't hurt my sister or else you're going to have to answer to me. And he's like, are there any red flags? They're like, we ain't going to never tell you. But that's all I needed to hear right there. Of course there are some red flags. And child, we seeing them shining all up and through when she turned around and told the entire audience that you were celibate. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. I didn't like that. I feel like they needed to give him a heads up. But at least her friends are real ones, honey. They ride or die. And it was like, we're not about to sell my friend out, honey, on this show. If you want to know if she has red flags, you're going to have to find out. So his friends are over there like, okay, so what's your cheat code, Alexis? If you're mad at him, do you want space? Do you want him to chase you? She's like, oh, no, he needs to chase me. She's like, if I block him, he needs to call me, beat me if he want to reach me, honey. Call me Kim Possible. Honey, she wants him to do everything that he can to play this stupid game with her. If she blocks him, she wants him to email her. If she does not respond to said email, text her, even though he's blocked. If she does not respond to the text, send a smoke signal. If she does not respond to the smoke signal, then he needs to show up with a boom box outside of her window. Okay, Alexis is about those games. She is not ready for marriage. Not blocking your husband, but expecting him to chase you. Girl, this is not high school. What are you talking about? That's not going to work. A chase gets old. You need to be grown and talk it out. So she was like, I want him outside with a boombox. After these few episodes, he seems like he'd actually do that. And he seemed like he actually would be outside our house with a boombox. But yeah, that's giving toxic. That's giving toxicity for me. Because it's like, I'm doing this just so I can get you to chase me. I need some type of attention. This is getting boring. I need some excitement. So let me, get upset with you and see how much you love me and see if you'll chase me. It's giving toxic. In the next scene, Eminem, better known as Mitch and Miguel, they meet in the restroom. So Miguel is like, how's your wife? He's like, yeah, she's nice. So Miguel's like, I am going full steam ahead. So they're talking, right? So then they start talking about Ben's wedding being postponed, just making small talk. And Miguel is saying how over the moon he is about Lindy. And Mitch could care less about Kristen with a Y. And I mean, this restroom talk is new. We ain't never had them talking in the restroom and interacting during their reception and whatnot. Okay. Stasha and Nate. Baby, this way it get good. Y'all come in. Listen. Because I told y'all that first review. Here we go. And Nate is over there talking to Stasha's friends, right? So they're filling him in about how Stasha sleeps with her eyes wide open. So he's like, oh my gosh. So they're talking to her about that. So her sister is like, my sister is beautiful. So what are your true intentions with my sister? He's like, I just really want to get to talking to her because the physical is there. So I just want to talk to her. Yeah, right. Talking between the sheets, honey, pillow talking. I ain't buying nothing they selling. Do you hear me? Not nothing. Even them ebooks he be selling over there on Instagram, allegedly. I'm not buying nothing. So Stasha is talking to his friends and they were asking about him having female friends and how she feels about it. So she was like, well, I don't mind as long as they have clear boundaries and they don't get crossed. So Nate and Stasha are sitting down and they're talking, right? And so he looks at Megan, who is yet to be introduced. He's like, thank you so much for coming. She's like, yeah, I mean, this is a really big day. It's so special for you. Oh, I'm Megan, by the way. Well, I'm glad you introduced yourself. Nate, did you forget you had a wife? Honey, why didn't you introduce this woman? So she's sitting there and she's like, oh, yeah, my bad. So Megan goes, yeah, I mean, he's so very special to me. He's such a great friend. And we have game nights. Stasha said, game nights? Yes, ma'am. They have game nights. He's like, yeah, we play charades. Honey, y'all playing a game right now. Y'all having a game night right now because y'all are playing in Stasha's face. And this whole scene right here is playing in my face, but y'all wasn't fooling me because I already knew from episode 1 that someone right about this. So she was like, yeah, I mean, I met him about a year ago. He was the first person I met when I moved here. He's so sweet. He's so caring. Ma'am, why do you keep gazing at Nate this way? When I tell y'all Megan was gazing into Nate's eyes, they were literally having the relations with their eyes as Stasha sat in between the two. So Stasha said, why are you getting so emotional? Yes, why? Please fill us in. She's like, I just want my friends to be happy. And when I know that they really have something great, I just want everything and so much joy for my friends, because we're like family now. So if you need anything, you can call me. If you have any questions, man, I'm not going to call you about my husband. I'm going to figure it out on my own. What? She's like, we do so many game nights. We watch sunsets. We do hiking. So tell me why they flash back to the officiant saying that Nate likes to go hiking and watch sunsets. Y'all go ahead and flash back to her also being the one to say that he's a freak in the sheets. Because that came from somewhere. And I'm thinking it came from her, allegedly. And the only sunset you need to be watching is Selling Sunset over there on Netflix, honey. Your last sunset was before I arrived. Baby, it wouldn't be no way. I would not be playing with Megan. I don't trust nothing about Megan. Stasha looking like sunsets. Yes, ma'am. They said sunsets. And that's exactly what he said he enjoys. So were the other friends there while y'all were watching the sunsets or just you and Megan? Girl. So she's like, yeah, I really want my friends to be happy. I can't wait to hike with you, and do things, all of us together. So now he's going to have to figure out, oh, there's someone else in my life. I can't just give you all my attention. Stasha said, yeah, maybe not so many game nights. Maybe not those game nights. Honey, didn't I tell y'all? Megan is something and somebody to be watched. And she ain't fooling me. So Stasha was like, if he doesn't agree with my boundaries, then we're going to have to talk, but I don't want to be disrespected in my marriage. And Megan, y'all are not a throuple. Megan too involved for me, honey. Absolutely too involved. Alexis and Justin. Baby, Justin doing this little shimmy. Alexis drunk as a skunk. It's time for him to take off the garter. He down on his knees, biting his garter off. Ugh, baby, Justin ain't gonna be celibate tonight, honey, the way he on them knees. But then he did a little back bend. Now, Justin, okay, I was with you to the bitter end. What is this little back bend you doing? Child, you were good until you did that. Miguel and Lindy. So he's taking off her garter, very modestly, might I add. Her brother caught it. And child. So Sally over there asking, what are they going to be doing after this? Because, they always have to ask if they're going to have the sexuals and whatnot. And they ain't going to be doing nothing, child. Sitting there looking at each other. So they're telling him that it's okay to touch her. And they actually really like Lindy. And they basically told him, listen, we would dump you and keep Lindy. Mark's friend said the same thing about Lindsay. I'm seeing a pattern. Y'all might not want to speak too soon because we don't know if Lindy got it all. Okay, so don't just say you're going to dump your friend just because Lindy done showed up on the scene. We ain't too sold on Lindy yet. We ain't too sold. Moving forward, Kristen and Mitch. So her friends are asking how she feels with the chemistry that the two of them have. And she's like, oh my gosh, he is hot. Like immediately upon seeing him, like the beard, his face, his lips, just everything. Meanwhile, he's like, there's potential for attraction. Mitch really thinks he's hot stuff. Whole time, you're completely gross, bruh. Completely gross. Your personality makes you gross. Like, it's just giving cringe every time I see you. Moving forward. You're just gross. You and that Band-Aid. His brother is like, well, don't be too much of a gentleman. You want her to know that you actually like her. He really doesn't like her. That's the thing. He ain't worried about touching her because he doesn't really like her. Stasha and Nate. So he's telling his friends there's definitely chemistry there. Her friends ask what she feels about him. She's like, oh, we good. But I will not be busting nothing wide open. Girl, you gonna give in and then y'all gonna keep it a secret because Nate cannot be trusted. Okay. Meanwhile, Nate is like, well, she said I'm handsome. Okay, so what does that mean? So Stasha's friends are like, well, somebody said he was a freak in the sheets. So Stasha goes, yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out who said that. Now, when they show the flashback, why they gonna pan over to Nate's male friend? Them shady producers, it wasn't his male friend. It was Megan, no stallion. Moving forward, Alexis and Justin. So Justin is telling them that they'll probably just lay in bed and talk. Alexis is wasted, honey. Your suspenders might not make it upstairs. Okay? Baby. Honey. She got them beer goggles on too. Y'all are definitely getting it popping tonight. So she's still over there talking about him being celibate. And her friends are like, well, they being so tacky. Talking about, you think he's well endowed? I mean, I think he just might be slim. Why are y'all thinking about his member? Why? Ma'am, that is disgusting. Alexis is like, well, we measured my vaginal canal, so I'm good. Alexis, I have a question, girl. How does one do that? How do you measure your vaginal canal? Y'all just say any old thing, child. So all the couples are married and it's time to go to the rooms. So Stasha was saying, they give them a little something to say as they're going to the rooms. Stasha said Nate seems perfect for her. She's never been this happy. I don't know, honey. Maybe it's editing because I don't see it. I do not see it for her brother husband. I really don't see it for him yet. But I love seeing her happy. So if you happy, honey, if you like it, I love it. I ain't gonna go be too hard on him until I see him act a fool. He really ain't did nothing. He just gives me vibes of scammer. I don't know. It can't be just me. So Miguel said that he can envision them together for many years to come. Oh, well, y'all better talk about that religion, honey, or you ain't gonna envision y'all being together past decision day. Moving forward. Justin said Alexis is his type. That's my type. That's my type. And he wants to love her so much that she doesn't have to wonder if she's loved. Baby, I know that's right, honey. Justin's starting to grow on me. Well, I mean, then they doing all that kissing. I don't know. I don't know if she just drunk. I don't really know what to expect from the two of them. But I appreciate him wanting to love someone wholeheartedly after being heartbroken. Because it's kind of hard to let people in after you've been through something. You be like, I done been through too much. I'm good. Because that's definitely where I am in my life. I'm like, yeah, I'm good on you. But Justin is willing to risk it all. So they get to the room. Child, Justin barely cleared the door. So Alexis is just drunk and she's smiling, skinning and grinning and whatnot. It's giving very much Virginia. Shout out to season 12. And Alexis is telling him about her grandmother and how she has her name, right? And her middle name is Grace. And he said, well, if I ever had a daughter, I wanted to name her Grace. That's crazy. She's like, yeah, I want boys. Less chance of them being hoes. Oh my gosh. That was so ignorant, Alexis. That was so ignorant. He's like, well, I wanted girls because I want them to be daddy's girls. And she's like, oh, okay, well, we'll create some ladies. I was a debutante. Well, child, all that went out the window clearly. So then she goes, yeah, I was, senior class president. He said, me too. My slogan was, I may be tall, but I stand for y'all. Okay, it's catchy. It's catchy. So then he tells her, my campaign picture wasn't even me. It was a picture of a tree with a suit on it. She's like, I actually like that better. Girl, not you telling your husband you rather see a picture of a tree than him. Oh my gosh, child. I'm embarrassed for him and her. Honey, I'm embarrassed for them all. So he was like, so how did you react when you first saw me? She was like, now she drunk, okay? So she telling everything. She was like, I was like, oh crap. I definitely saw him on Hinge. Honey, and clearly you kept scrolling. That's why you on Married at First Sight. Baby, these dating apps are synonymous to maths. Shout out to Ryan. And he was like, well, that was a long time ago, right? When was that? She was like, it was like 4 months ago. He said, are you sure? I mean, I have that look. She said, baby, you do not have that look. When I tell y'all I hollered at that, girl, now he don't have that look, but he don't have that look. You know how some people just have a familiar face and you're like, I know you from somewhere. Like you just have that look. Justin, you do not just have that look. You know you on that app, honey, and you ain't fooling me. So she's like, no one else in San Diego is 7 feet tall. Child, this was a little fun fact and a little bit of tea. Moving forward. So she's ready to go to bed, right? And then we see him in a little bit of a confessional and he goes, even the way she holds my hand, it makes me feel wanted and that's different for me. Aw, that's sad. Everybody should feel wanted. When he said that, I was like, all right, I'm going to have to adopt Justin, okay? Because y'all know I had my Jacob. And then, I had Bow. Bow, bow, bow. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to season 13. I had Bow. Season 14, I really didn't have nobody because that cast got on my last nerves. And they got on my central nervous system. But when he said that her making him feel wanted was different for him, I was like, oh man, I really hope they make it. I really do. We are rooting for you, Justin and Alexis. So she was like, well, let me go take a shower. Okay, Alexis, you earned some points for me, honey, because you know they're going to get in that bed funky if they don't do nothing else, honey. They're going to put on them flannel PJs. They're going to get in that bed sans bath. So the fact that you said that you had to go take a shower, you've been listening, girl. We see each other. I like that. So he walks in to help her change out of her dress, right? Because she needs somebody to unzip it. Baby Justin turned around. He told the cameraman, all right, y'all come with me right this way. My wife needs some privacy. I said, baby, you better tell him. Honey, he escorted them right on out. I was like, oh, okay, well, that was a manly move. We love to see it. And that was a nice touch. He said, you know, he doesn't want to rush anything, but seeing her is hard to maintain his celibacy, and his D is hard as a rock. Okay, this is where you lost me, Justin. What in the nasty hell? Have some type of respect for the viewing audience and for yourself. Like, don't be so tacky. I don't want to hear, and Justin, I'm speaking directly to you, and I know you listening. I don't want to hear not nothing else about your peen, and I do mean nothing. It's disgusting. That was TMI. Child, I don't want to be that involved. So she gets out the tub, right? And she's like, I just feel so crazy being so comfortable with a stranger. Like, I don't know why that is. Girl, there's something in this liquor. Oh, yeah. It's something in that alcohol. That's why you feel so comfortable with the stranger. And then again, Justin is a nice guy. But at the same time, honey, you are loose as a goose. So she was like, yeah, so, you know, I'm going to sleep in something comfortable and cute just in case something pops off in the middle of the night. Alexis wants some drunken sex. She already planning for it. So baby Justin took that shirt off. Justin, if you don't define that chest and start doing some push-ups before bed and eat your Wheaties, what is happening here? Child, this is a fool. And then they proceed to kiss lifetime. I don't need the details, honey. Fade to black. And that was the end of the episode. Child, we are done. We are on to the honeymoon. So I need y'all to start watching so that we can discuss. Because if y'all don't watch, then I'm just talking to y'all and filling you in on what's happening, and it's not giving organic. So just watch the honeymoons and let's get into it as we get into it. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.